Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure to click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. So today I am finally going to be talking about hypnobirthing. Many people do not know what hypnobirthing is, and even though I shared my birth story on Instagram in a post, I wanted to make a video about my birth story. What is hypnobirthing? So hypnobirthing is a method of pain management that allows you to use visualization and relaxation techniques to get through birth and labor. It's not just some kind of voodoo, okay, we're gonna hypnotize you and your baby, do 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 do. I mean, it sounds really funny and crazy because of the name and the fact that it's not a common, household word, but the practice itself is so instilled into our bodies that it's not nothing like crazy. Basically, what I learned in hypnobirthing is that a lot of fear from labor plays into the woman's birth experience. As you see in movies, women are like in hell when they're giving birth. They're like, like this whole idea of birth is just, it's not a pretty idea. And the goal of hypnobirthing is to shift that so that we recognize potential harms that birth can have, but those compared to all of the experiences that are sometimes medically unnecessary. And everything that I learned in hypnobirthing is statistical evidence and it's fact-based. So it's not just, somebody giving their own opinion, it's actually research proven. And that's what I like to see because I'm the type of person that goes by the data and I believe the data works. So I met my hypnobirthing instructor at a chiropractic event where she basically did a visualization method with us where she had us holding a lemon and smelling a lemon, which you think that, okay, that's weird. But when I really did it and I realized that I was completely capable of smelling a lemon that did not exist, that's when you realize the power of our minds. Like, we have the ability, if we practice, to create our own scenarios. What I learned in hypnobirthing is that's what Olympians do. Before they actually do, practice, like if you're a basketball player and you're practicing, they actually have them visualize making the ball in the hoop. So sometimes I do that when I'm at home. If I'm gonna throw something in the trash, before I throw it, I'm like, okay, I can, bam, okay, and then it lands because you visualized in your mind making it and then you actually made it. So that example just ties into hypnobirthing because that is basically what you're doing. You're visualizing the birth that you want to have and you're practicing with all of these different techniques, relaxation techniques, visualization techniques, obviously reading, learning facts, and then you're applying it. So one of the biggest things that I learned in hypnobirthing is that, giving birth it's not an easy process, and I believe it's something that requires practice. So how do you prepare for birth? Well, that's what you learn in hypnobirthing. You learn how to, breathe your baby down, how to not clench your fist because an open body is what allows your body to open and, as they say, contraction, but in hypnobirthing we call it surges. So our body knows what to do, and sometimes when you are on medications, our body freezes and everything takes longer. So statistically, people who hypnobirth have faster labors versus those that get an epidural. And when I learned all of the statistics and facts about hypnobirthing, I was like, I need to do this. Like, I need to have as much of a natural birth as possible. And for me, that meant no Pitocin, no epidural, just letting my body do exactly what I wanted to do. So in hypnobirthing, I got to plan out my birth story. They encourage you to visualize. So how do you want your birth to look? How many hours do you want to be in labor? What day do you want to give birth? What time do you want to give birth? What color are you imagining when you're in labor? All of these methods to keep you focused because your body is doing a big job and you have to be focused when you're in labor. That's the biggest thing, is that if you are going to a marathon, if you know that there's an event ahead, you have to prepare. And a lot of women don't prepare for their birth. They just know that it's going to happen, and they already planned on getting an epidural, and they're just waiting for the body to waiting actually for the doctor to tell them when to push. If that's the method that's right for you, that's totally okay. But I wanted to talk about this because people don't know about this method. It's not as common. If you are having a marathon, you need to prepare. And that means you're doing the work. You're reading the book. So there is a book for hypnobirthing. I will put a picture of the book that we read, my partner and I. And I highly 10 out of 10 recommend this book. It's essential to learn about the techniques that I am talking about. Yeah, it really helps you prepare for the marathon that's ahead. People who will admit, like, if they tried hypnobirthing but they didn't prepare, they didn't practice their relaxation, they didn't practice their breathing, they didn't fully read the book, and they didn't end up having, that hypnobirth, then they'll admit that they didn't really fulfill or believe. You have to believe in your mind, in your body, in your soul that this is what you want, and you have to stay committed to it, because the moment that you break your own commitment to yourself is the moment that, like, because the hospital is a scary place. The hospital, they want to put you on their schedule and just get you through the day. If they can induce you, they better for them. If they could put you on a C-section and plan out exactly when they want you to give birth, better for them. And that's the scary part, is that sometimes if you want to have a natural birth, but you have to be in a hospital setting, that's why most patients of most hypnobirthing mothers give birth in birth centers. But I had medical insurance, and I was like, I'm just going to have my birth in a hospital. And it's possible. You just have to lay out your birth plan and explain it with your doctors, because they will be in your ear. Now that I gave a background on what hypnobirthing is, what it involves, and basically why I think everyone should do it, I want to talk about my birth story. When I visualized giving birth, I wanted it to be on a weekday, because I'm scared of driving on a Friday night or Saturday night because of crazy people drinking and driving. I wanted it to be in the middle of the night, so there was no traffic, and I would just get to the hospital, and when I got to spend time with the baby, it would be in the morning, and it would just be really sunny and beautiful. And my birth color was purple. I don't know, I just kept seeing the color purple. Now, fast forward to my laboring day. I was in labor for about 6 hours. I was not at peak labor at about 10 p.m. did the baby mama dance, which I will show you right here. And after I did that, I went to the hospital. I did that dance at 10 p.m. and I gave birth at 2 a.m. So 4 hours after I did that dance, I get to the hospital. And in hypnobirthing, they teach you not to go after your number, like how many centimeters dilated you are, because it's not important. It's a number, and sometimes when we hear that number, it can really defeat us as women, because you want to be at a 10 or whatever the number is, and your body knows exactly what to do. So sometimes it's good not to know the number. But when I was at the hospital, they just said it. They were like, when I got into triage, they were like, oh, you're 4.5 and you're 100% effaced. And I was like, okay, cool. But, I'm laser focused, doing all my methods, my pain management techniques, trying to figure out what feels most comfortable for me. I get moved into the next room, which is going to be my birthing room. I have to have that hypnobirthing partner who is 100% committed to you and your goals as a hypnobirth. So my partner, my love of my life, David, and my mom were committed to that with me. They both went to classes with me, and they both were completely on board with my hypnobirth. So side by side, they were rubbing my back, giving me words of affirmation, heat pads all over me, and I'm also going to show a video of that.
Good job, babe. Good job. 12th round.
They are literally the dream team, encouraging me to be like this rock star that I knew I could be. And these are called our 40 blinks. Hypnobirthing mamas are encouraged to wear these because they keep everything lasered out so that you can focus on just your birthing experience. So I did wear these while I was in labor. And I also had, as you can see, my diffuser that diffuses essential oils. It's a humidifier also. I had that going as well because I wanted to create that aroma, that relaxing aroma that I knew was going to get me through my birthing day, because that is what I prepared for. I had been mentally and physically preparing for about 6 months. Another important thing is that your birthing partner has to know everything that is going to go on, because you're the birthing mom. Your only job is to focus on your breathing and your pain management. Your partner's job, if it's your doula or your partner or whoever it's going to be that's going to help you get to your finish line, your marathon, they have to be committed. So they need to know what the birth plan is. They need to know all the questions to answer the nurse so that no one interrupts you. You are laser focused and you are focused on your birthing. And that's exactly what I had. I had my 3D blinks on. I'm just, breathing, rocking this thing out. And the moment comes where I'm like, I just felt something different. Like I was like, she's coming, I turn over and they check me and they're like, whenever you're ready, which is exactly what I wanted to hear, because I didn't want somebody telling me to push when I am in full control of my body and I have not had any medication or anything. So I know what I need to do. And so I'm just, breathing this baby down to the best of my ability. I'm pushing when I want to push. No one is telling me when to push. I'm just doing it completely on my own. And then, about 5 minutes later, I give birth to my beautiful baby girl, Allura Grace Zavala, and it was the absolute most beautiful day of my life. I want to show you the beautiful human being that I birthed, because she is the highlight of my life and the biggest blessing that I knew I always wanted, but I couldn't have dreamed of who she is. Like, she's perfect, and this is Allura. So this is my beautiful Mimi. My daughter, she's 8 months old now. They grow so fast. And this is who I birthed. My biggest accomplishment. Yes. Say hi, Mama. Okay. Yay. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really hope that this spread a little bit of awareness on hypnobirthing and that it encouraged all my pregnant mamas out there to read the book, research about it, learn about it, practice if you're gonna do it, and stay committed. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.